Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you're having a wonderful night. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. I'm loving the days. It started raining here. I hate the sun a little bit. I don't like sweating. I don't like skin cancer. I love the rain. I love the sound of it. I love the smell of the dirt. I love everything. Now, today, we're here to talk about another game where it's filled with rain. That'll be Ninja Gaiden 4. And it is 20 days away. This picture is from yesterday. Um, that was approximately 20 hours ago. So in around 5 hours and 25 minutes, this game would be officially 20 days away. We are in the home stretch, less than 3 weeks. So we are like right there, man. We are right there. Just do a couple of things you like, make time fly, and we'll be right there. Now, I wanted to hold this video off before sorry, after Ninja Gaiden 4 was out, because I don't know what's in the game for the most part, right? I like a speculation about this might have been, you know, like what will a black version of Ninja Gaiden 4 be, or what would be a Sigma version of this. However, I am going to tackle this now because of the whole update method they're going on about this game. They're going to support it after release, so every time I make a video, there might, it might immediately be redundant because they'll implement that feature. So we're gonna tackle all this right now. And apologies if the thumbnail is gonna sound a little bit like clickbaity, but that's not the intention. Like if it was actual review scoring, I would have give it a review score. But yeah, it's gonna say a perfect Ninja Gaiden 4. People are gonna think like, oh my god, this game is that good. It's like no, I'm talking about what could have been a perfect, or what could be a perfect Ninja Gaiden 4. And it's a lot to ask, honestly, in this day and age of games just costing so much and taking so long to make. But I will make the video nonetheless because I think a lot of you are going to be down with most of the things I'm going to say. And before I even get into it, let me know if there is anything you particularly want to see in NG4 at any point of time. Of course, make it realistic, but don't hold yourself back either at the same time. Like, don't say I want to see like Kratos fight Ryu. It's like shit like that's not gonna happen. But if you want to see like Dead or Alive characters appear, or like certain weapons, certain skins, or maybe a collab. I swear, if they put 2B in this game, I'm gonna lose my shit. I like 2B, but she's kind of been how do I say, prostituted a lot in collaborations, which is fine because the Yokotaro, I think it was the name. Yeah, it was. I don't know why I forgot the name. Said that he's happy to do collabs with other games, and it's been doing the game a lot of good. I wish like Bayonetta had a little bit of the same too, but yeah. Anyways, let's get straight into it. You know me with yapping. These are the points I'm gonna bring up. So, costumes that are unlockable. The reason why I'm bringing this up first is because we already know weapons. Yeah, weapons are here. I get it. I get you guys want to talk about fucking weapons all the goddamn time. But the reason why I'm bringing up costumes is because universally recently, when it comes to unlockable costumes, it's like a myth. Nobody does it anymore. You want a costume, you want cosmetic, swipe the card. Pull out your, Visa, your MasterCard, your PayPal. You're gonna pay for it. You can't unlock shit. There is no badge of honor in the game for doing something cool or challenging. There is no flex item. Everything is just money, money, money. Um, it gets a little annoying. DMC did this, and DMC 5 particularly, and it did rub me the wrong way. I don't like having like DLC and pre-order shit as costumes. I never do. I will never endorse it. I'll buy it sometimes, but like I don't like it. Now, and again, this is also another point. If you guys want to chip in and give me your own ideas, go for it. But these costumes are in Ninja Gaiden 2 costumes, and my favorite one is the Travel Spirit. Like hands down, I love this costume so much. Like it is the best looking costume. It's a little out there for a ninja, but then again, like it's a little. The reason why I say it's loud, it's like gold. It's like Ryu killed 100 ninjas, so he unlocked a gold camo. It's kind of like that, but like a Fiend Hayabusa, it's like Fiend Busa is like, come on, like that's also out there. This costume I like too, because the mask it gives him a little Heihachi mustache look, so I like it. And I want all of these to be unlockables. I want color swaps to be a thing in Ninja Gaiden 4. Like color swaps doesn't take that much. You slap like at least 3 to 4 shaders depending on the engine and the complexity of it, and do a little bit of shadow work, do a little bit of damage work, and that's it. You got the costume going. Like uh, like the most average of uh, concept designers can come up with something like that in less than a day. I say that because I literally do it almost every day of the week as a job. So it's not hard to make it. Modeling is different a little bit. You got to make sure it's like lining up perfectly. And these costumes are awesome. I want the color swaps. I want Fiend Busa because obviously, and I want Demon Hayabusa. No, not a Devil Trigger. I want. There is a new theme in the game, which is the demons, the DEA-mons. And those are, every time there's a new like enemy tribe, like Ryu gets a costume with it. So like, with the fiends, you get Fiend Busa. With the whole, um, not Bloody Rage, but the Grip of Murder, right? Ryu has his fucking nightmare mode, which is, it's the Apaganos or whatever it's called. It's weird. That costume is cool, and I want like a demon theme Hayabusa. Imagine if his like scarf, right? It's like he has like a demon theme, whatever that may be, and his scarf is like a glowing, transparent red. It's like scarf. That would be cool, thematically, and it would fit Ryu. Although I think Strider Hiryu might not appreciate that so much. Anyways, these are some of the costumes from 2. And these are the girl costumes. And, again, most of Ryu's costumes too. It's like his normal one, the so-called quote-unquote gimp suit people used to call it back in the day, the classic blue one, the muscle armor. I know some people don't dig this costume, and other people want it in every game. So it's like it's a really funny split half and half on this. I don't. I mean, I want more costumes. So I want to see it in the game. I don't like. Why would you not want something more in the game? It's not like it's going to take away from something else. Um, this one's also like Fiend Busa is just standard. I kind of want it in every game too. And I call this the Shredder one. The Shredder Ryu Hayabusa is pretty cool too. The white one is one of my favorite. It's like a guilty pleasure wearing this one into Sigma, and I like to call this the Hayate colors, but it's really not. And the girls have at least Rachel has like different hairstyles, and you have all these costumes, and I know people are gonna see this and then see this and be like, "Oh my god, censorship!" But it's like, no, it's not censorship. It's just different costumes. Whatever. Ignore those people as well. I know a lot of people are like spreading that type of rumor, but it's not about that. Anyways, Ayane Momoji, and it'll be a good segue actually. I want the red muffler too. Like I really want the red muffler in this game. But let's segue perfectly into this. This would be the red muffler, I think, at the bottom. Red scarf, all black. It's cool. Segue into the next point. More game modes. No, all right, more game modes. So, a lot of people are fan of survival. A lot of people are fan of Ninja Trials, which are in the game. You unlock it after. And since we're done showing these, I'm gonna close that. I'll keep this open just in like something. Here's just some footage. Here's some footage you guys can watch for the 1000th time. For game modes, I know Ninja Trials is awesome. Survival is awesome. I know a lot of you love that. Time trials, not as many people like the time trials in 2 Sigma. But it would be cool if they have just like a mode where you play through the game normally, but on a timer, which is I will call it the speedrunner mode. But we'll get to that. That's one of the last points I'm going to bring up. And game modes just would be nice. I would love it if if you have more game modes and a lot of characters. That means you can go through those game modes with more characters. So it just gives you so much replayability. You just combine like you have 3 playable characters and you have like 4 game modes, and like you can just do that. Just do like 3 times 4, and that's all the content you have. Like it's replay it all over and again, and like learn new stuff. That's fun. And as far as modes go, co-op mode, which will be the next point. Co-op mode is a big thing. I think if I can. All right, so co-op mode will be like an insane addition if they add it, right? And if they have more characters, it's all the more fun. So, Momoji, of course, has to be in the game. Shrine Maiden for Shrine Maiden. If Yakumo has a Shrine Maiden, Ryu's gonna have a Shrine Maiden. I want Momoji in the game. Top girl for me. Ayane has been in every Ninja Gaiden mainline series, at least. Ayane has to be in the game. At least a cameo. For characters, because the workload of making a new character is extremely heavy. It's heavier than a game, heavier than a make a weapon as well. But I think the girls, or at the very least, if Ayane is in the game, I'll be really happy with that. But if the girls are pushed back to a Sigma or Ultimate version, whatchamacallit, Black version, that's fine. That's fair. Whatever. I'll pay for that too. It's fine. Like I know it's practically like making a whole new game. It's whatever. I can get down with that as long as it's not like a full price game again. You know, absolutely fine with that. Absolutely happy to pay more for more characters. But just not a full price game because it's the same game with a couple more characters. Now, I know a lot of you guys, me included, want Hayate, and the game that people hate the most in the main line, which is Ninja Gaiden 3, was the only game that acknowledged Hayate's existence to an actual like almost a cameo appearance, which reuses his sword. Ayane brings Hayate's sword to Ryu because dragon swords are consumed in Ryu's arm in Ninja Gaiden 3. So spoilers, if you haven't played that game in the past 13 years. It would be really nice to have something with Hayate in Ninja Gaiden 4. Like he is Ryu's best friend by all means, right? It's like it would. That's a chest. It would be nice to have Hayate in the game. Um, just even in cutscenes, that would be fine because at least that gives people the hope to like, oh, we might see him, and then that'll incentivize people to ask for Hayate more and more. Be like, hey, like you guys have Hayate in the game, can we just have him playable? Like bare minimum, he'll just have to use Dragon Sword moveset or some shit with maybe a couple of unique movesets. Like, that's fine. People will be happy with that as long as it's not just a skin. But funny enough, I think people will be happy with a skin palette swap too. When you get that desperate, even a palette swap is going to be like appealing. I know that better than anybody, DMC fan. So, and to the most recent edition of Ninja Gaiden Family with Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, Komori and Kenji. Kenji is, by all means, probably. Well, I'm not going to spoil, but we don't know what's going on with Kenji and we don't know what's going on with Komori. But it would be fantastic that later down the line, just as an addition to this game, and just as a little bit of a nod to their most recent game that came out before Ninja Gaiden 4, which is Ragebound, it would be nice to have Komori and Kenji mentioned and brought up and potentially playable. I don't want this to be like a Dead or Alive roster. I really don't. But like, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind having like 7 characters play around with this in this game. Like, I honestly can. I'll be more than happy to pay like $10 for character, like whatever, bro. As if you're gonna put the effort to put those characters and make them something in the game, like yeah, sure, $7 to $10, whatever. Probably $7 because for me it's gonna be $10 Canadian dollar. Oh, yucks. So that would be cool. And I know again, more characters, more replayability, especially have more game modes, which this game does have more game modes. If you don't know, beating the game unlocks ninja trial modes, and you also have a boss rush. Apparently, it's not a boss rush, but you can select which boss you want to face off on, and you also have like secret missions, which is called the purgatory, within the game itself. So on your first playthrough, while you're playing through the story, you have purgatory mode, which are like your crystal skulls in Ninja Gaiden 3, right? Or your trials. I forgot what they're called. The test of valors in Ninja Gaiden 1, I think they were called. You fight 100, 200, 75 enemies, and the mission ends. Yeah, like you have those, but in this game it's called Purgatory, and there's like a gambling system with it in the sense of you can put down your life. In a literal sense, you can put down 25%, 75% of your life to get more rewards out of it. And they're vicious. They are specifically designed to give you like a taste of like harder difficulties. Not saying like if you're playing on normal, you're gonna do a purgatory that's like Master Ninja level. No, it's like they're gonna shove some like insane waves of enemies at you. So that's gonna be on more overwhelming than what you're dealing with in this story if you're playing on normal on first playthrough. So, and after you beat, normal mode, you unlock Master Ninja and you unlock the Ninja Trial mode or whatever it's called. I forgot what the actual name was, but yeah, though. So the game already has a couple of modes, and speculation to the two Masters DLC that it's 100% co-op. At this point, I'm just absolutely certain that that is co-op. My main worry is that the weapon that Ryu and Yakumo get are tied and exclusive to the co-op mode, which would piss a lot of people off if you can't use their weapons in story mode or chapter select. So I really hope I am wrong about that. Do not think about that sentence too much. I am speculating. I'm considering the worst case situation. So do not think that's true. I don't think that's true. I don't think they're silly enough to do something like that. But, I'm pessimistic a little bit here about a lot of things in my life, which is ironic considering all my videos are positive. But yeah, um, game modes and characters will do a lot of heavy lifting for this game. So next point would be your favorite ones. More weapons. More weapons is something that a lot of you like, and I can't blame you. I mean, look how cool these weapons that we already have are. Just the fact that that the 360, like this move just is ridiculous, man. The 360 hammer in Blood Raven is just ridiculous, man. Guard breaks, AoEs, launches. Not that it matters, you just blocked it. But still, like, that would be awesome. Just having more weapons. And I don't know. I'm still iffy about paying for more weapons, but at the same time, I'm like, yay, more content, more shit to learn. I'm down with it. It's that my brain, the logical part of my brain gets shut down, and the addictive part of my brain to hack and slash game, it goes, yeah, more stuff. So it's like I'm kind of half and half on it. Like, logically, I'm not down with paying for more stuff, but at the same time, I understand it. But then again, I like more stuff, especially in my favorite games. Like, people spend like thousands of hours and maybe even thousands of dollars on like their favorite games. Like, think like Counter Strike, Valorant, Overwatch, and shit like that. People spend mad money on those games. That's why those games never go away. So if I have to support Ninja Gaiden like that for it to actually stay relevant, I'll gladly do it. Probably won't be happy about spending so much money on it, but like, I'll do it. I'm not promoting them to make $100 suit or some shit. I'm just saying if they put content in it, I'll happily support it. I'll happily buy more worthwhile content for this game. Not micros, not passes, not battle passes, no bullshit like that. Characters, costumes, weapons, trials and shit. Like, I'm down with that. I'm down with buying stuff that actually makes me play the game, makes me want to play the game more. I'm down with all that. Costumes being at the bottom of that because it's just cosmetic at the end of the day. But let's speculate a little bit here, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna love this part. Tell me what weapon you want to see in the game that's new. Okay, I personally want all of Ryu's old weapons back, right? And considering how Yakumo getting new weapons is also on the table, there's a lot of weapons I want Yakumo to get too now. He already has one of my favorite weapons that I kind of wanted for Nero, which would be the rocket-powered hammer. I've been asking for this ever since 2010, where I was, old enough to think. After playing DMC4, I was like, oh my god, Nero with a rocket power hammer would just make all the sense in the world. And then time went on as I watched Bayonetta get it, and now Yakumo gets it. And I'm like, Nero, please, for the love of God, grab a hammer. Tell Nico to make you a hammer that's rocket power so you can just do what you do best. But yeah, as for new weapon, we already know that Ryu is getting a type of guitar weapons. He is in his claw stance, but he doesn't have legs. Like, he doesn't have leg weapons. It's just gauntlet weapons, and it looks like guitar. So it might just be pokey pokey with it. So I don't know what's gonna be the deal with that. And Yakumo has a scythe, and we already know Yakumo's weapons are 2-in-1 because most of the time they expand and turn into something completely different. His dual blades turn into single blade. His pole arm stance. Jesus, too much second. His pole arm turns into the hammer, and his rapier turns into a drill. And the ninja assassin tools is just a Swiss Army knife. It just turns into everything. His scythe, my speculation would be it's like a Kusarigama that turns into a scythe, but it could be just a smaller scythe that turns into a bigger scythe. As for other weapons for Yakumo, it's limitless, man. Like he is so like you know vivid in all the stuff he can do with his weapons. Like it's like yeah, he could have a like a spoon that turns into a fork. Like it just doesn't matter at this point. But tell me if you have ideas and concepts that you would like to see. Like hey, like I want Yakumo to have like size that turn into like tonfas or something. I don't know. Like anything makes sense. You kind of can't technically play those the same. Um, and for Ryu, if you want Ryu to have any new weapons, again, I know Sai is like the top of the list. I kind of want Ryu to have a, and I want a scythe, obviously, but I kind of want Ryu to have like a traditional staff, like a, not a staff, like a glaive. I want him to have like a glaive where he pokes shit with it and slashes, right? He kind of does that with the lunar staff. He still slashes and pokes through people somehow, even though it has a blunt edge. For the quote unquote blunt, I say, but it has like so much shit on top of it, and it blows up apparently and can cast fire. So whatever. But yeah, any new weapons you guys want to see for Yakumo or Ryu, let me know in the comments. Right, it will be good just to have some ideas, right? And as far as weapons goes, you know, I would like the other girls to have weapons, but I don't think it'll fit them too much. I don't. Well, again, I wouldn't mind it. I would love to see like a scythe on Momoji. Like holy fuck, can you imagine Momoji with a scythe? Such an ironic weapon for a shrine maiden too. It's like it would be kind of cool. But my biggest gripe with Ninja Gaiden has forever been Ninja Trials allow you to only select one weapon, one Nimpo, and that's it. You have no idea how much I dislike that limitation. And I get it because traditionally, you have to you pause the game technically if you open up your menu, and when you're co-op, you can't do that. So now that now that we have weapon switching, seamless weapon switching, just allow me to switch weapons in Ninja Trials. No, that would be cool. So that's my number one request is like please for the love of God, allow me to weapon switch when I'm playing with other people. Like we have enough memory in the PlayStation 5 to make something like that happen. We even had it in Xbox and the 360 and PS3, but they just never did it. And yeah, it's like I want to see Ryu and Yakumo just weapon switch if I'm playing co-op. That's all I want. And the next point would be speedrunner mode. I did say we're gonna come back to this. And speedrunner mode is because I know a lot of people like the way games stay alive after their initial hype release window is speedrunners, uh, walkthrough and guide makers, and combo makers. To this day, still, I see combo videos for Ninja Gaiden. Mostly two, but yeah, there's some Razor's Edge in there. There's even some Ninja Gaiden ones there. Less interesting to watch that one since I think it's the slowest paced one out of all of them. But it's still there. So combos and speedruns are the longest longevity that a game is gonna have in its life cycle and relevancy. So to appreciate and to give people a really easy way to do it, make a speedrunner mode. And what I mean by that, give the players a timer on screen, right? Um, an automatic cutscene skip, which is in the game. That is a point I was going to bring up. So some of the features that I've confirmed before, but people think it's new, so I'll go through them again just to be sure. But yeah, a cutscene skip, automatically, so people that speedrun the game don't have to, have that inconsistency of stopping their timers, skipping the cutscene, and starting the timer again. Stuff like that. So it will just help them. And like keep track of your timer, keep track of every stage's timer and all that. It's not hard. It already does that at the end screen result, technically. So just make it a little bit more like, uh, apparent for speedruns. It'll just be nice. And I have no more ideas with speedrunner mode, honestly, because there's a lot of things you can add, but all just micro adjustments that most speedrunners will just have that stuff like built into the streams and stuff. But the final part about this video, and it is the end of the video. I know it's going to be a short one, technically a short one. Is going to be the stuff they've already have. So photo mode, I think I confirmed this about 6 months ago when the IGN footage came out because I think they paused the game at one point and if you saw photo mode. Photo mode is in the game. I'm gonna pause this. What a perfect time to pause the zoom drop. Photo mode is in the game. Photo mode has been in the game for a really long time. A lot of people just didn't catch wind of it, but yeah, photo mode has been in the game and it's really good. It's not like Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. It's actually, it has filters, it has exposure, depth of field of view. It has all that. It has a lot of settings, and it said they have frames too and stickers. I think you can customize a lot. So cutscene skip. It is an option after you beat the game. You can have cutscene skip available to just skip all the cutscenes, which is how you play chapter challenge in two. In 3, again 3. So I think every game should have cutscene skip. Without a question, every game should have a cutscene skip, unless you have, like QTEs during your cutscenes. But that era is kind of dead. Nobody does those anymore, thankfully. I think the last game that did that was Bayonetta, to be honest. 3. And boss rush. Boss rush is a thing. We've seen that you can actually do challenges against certain bosses. When I say boss rush, I don't mean like, you just go from start to finish, but no, it's like you select what bosses you want to fight. You select like, I want to fight the first stage boss, second stage boss, third, do that. And yeah, it is a thing. You can actually select what boss, which is perfect because we also have training mode. So the point of training mode is learning faster, learning more proficiently, and learning consistent things. So a game like DMC, benefits from training mode because it's easy to do combo videos there. Yeah, I get it, but Ninja Gaiden combo videos are impressive because they're done in the middle of the battle, right? They're not done in training mode because nobody gives a fuck if Ryu can launch and then launch again and he's no, that's not the point, right? The point is controlling the battlefield. Those are the interesting combo videos. That's the meta of combo videos for Ninja Gaiden. It's like, yeah, put yourself in a stage that's chaotic, control it, kill everything, don't take damage, and make it look good. That's how it goes. With DMC, it's usually like, hey, you're gonna launch this guy, you're gonna do 40,000 things on it without it touching the floor, right? And then cool finisher. Like these are I'm simplifying these extremely, by the way. These are really simplified. It's way more like heavy lifting than that. Not to make it sound it's underappreciated. Now I appreciate it a lot. It looks awesome, but yeah. And because we have training mode and we have the boss rush mode, you can do boss rush to practice against bosses. So you don't have to die and restart and die and restart and die and restart over and over again. Because that's how I practiced against bosses in DMC till Bloody Palace came out, and you can actually boss rush in that one technically. A flawed boss rush, but you can do it. You can select which stage you want to fight on Bloody Palace. So this also allows you to just do that. You want to learn the timings of the boss, pull up the boss rush, practice against that. You want to learn the patterns, pull up the thing. It's like it's really good to have boss rush. And training mode is there for the same reason for enemies, right? Usually, again, this is something I want in a lot of video games, but they just never do it. Put the boss in training mode and give me all the same options that every other enemy has, so I can practice against it there. So I don't have to die and restart or just restart checkpoint. I just have infinite health and I just deal with the boss. Option to have them, phase transition, phase 2, phase 3, whatever phase, how many phases they have, and all that, and just those will be cool. But again, these are like features that like no game almost has. Like very, very, very few games allow you to actually like fight a boss in a training mode, right? So the fact that they already have these stuff in the game, like again, I'm talking about a perfect Ninja Gaiden 4 here, and they already have 4 of the biggest things that the game could have. They have cutscene skip, they have training mode, they have boss rush, and they have photo mode. Like, this game looks cool as fuck, man. Of course you would want a photo mode with this. These characters are photogenic as hell. So, yeah. And that's all the things I could bring up. And I know for a fact there's more I could bring up. I just couldn't think of anything anymore because, like, yeah, these are the things I want. But I'm pretty sure if I had these stuff, I would want more stuff, right? So it's like an endless cycle. But that's why you guys are here. You guys can tell me what stuff you want to see in the game that I haven't listed, right? A jukebox would be something I would love to listen to, the old soundtrack and all that, or put the old soundtrack as battle themes, right? I would love to have Ninja Gaiden 3 music play during Ninja Gaiden 4, which is probably something I'm going to just edit anyways for Twitter videos. Not on YouTube. I'm going to get copyright. So yeah, on Twitter I'm going to upload like combo videos and boss rushes and no damages and stuff like that. With music on YouTube, it's just gonna be that without the music because copyright, right? Um, but yeah, tell me what stuff you guys want to see in the game as features, as additions, as DLC or what whatnot. And we are 20 days away. We are 20 days and 5 hours away from the game. So you blink, we're gonna be there. And as always, I will stream it as soon as I know when the embargo is lifted and I can actually have footage of it without getting absolutely smited down by Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo off of existence. So yeah, I'm gonna actually ask a few people about that. But yeah, we're almost there, boys. It's the home stretch. As far as news goes, I don't know if there's gonna be any more news. Maybe we'll get a couple more articles for Platinum, like developer blog. But I'm pretty sure the review copies are out by now. People are playing this game most likely. Um, I don't have one, right? I know a lot of you think I have one. I don't have one. If I had one, I would be answering questions left and right on Twitter, on YouTube. I will tell you guys like, hey, ask me any questions. I can answer it. I can test out mechanics and shit. Right? I don't have the game. No, I don't think I'll get the game early. So, and that's fine. I'd rather experience the hype alongside you guys instead of experiencing it early and miss out on all the fun stuff that's going to get discovered when everybody else gets their hands on the game. I enjoy playing games like that a little bit. So, yeah. With that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. We're almost there. Take care of yourself. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Don't get sick. We're almost there. We cannot allow ourselves to get hindered in any way. So, I'll see you guys next time if there's anything else coming up.